Are you looking for the best miter saws in your budget? Well, in today's video we break down the top 5 best miter saws that are available on the market. I made this list based on their price, quality, durability, and more. To find out more information about this product, you can check out the description below, and also make sure you subscribe for more reviews. Okay, so let's get started with the video. The 5th product on our list is the DEWALT Miter Saw. Undoubtedly, our favorite of the chop saws that we delved into is this double-bevel sliding miter saw that absolutely outperformed the competition. This is a 12 saw which comes with a 15 amp, 3,800 RPM motor. On top of that, like all of DEWALT's tools, it's obviously been built to last. It's extremely sturdy overall, and we can't imagine it breaking during any kind of normal usage. Add in that's capable of cutting up to 16 inches across for a straight cut, and you've got a pretty clear winner. The back fence of the saw itself is designed to hold quite high objects as well, making it easier to cut molding and baseboards to fit without any serious hassle. It also chops smooth as butter, making it an absolute pleasure to use. Of course, it's rather expensive, and due to the length of the slider, it's not as portable as many of the other saws we looked at. Up next in the 4th place is the Bosch GCM2SD5 15 amp 12-inch corded dual-bevel sliding glide miter saw. When it comes down to it, Bosch also makes solid tools. We don't quite know if we'd recommend it over the DEWALT above, especially as it's quite a bit more costly, but it's a solid saw for those who are looking to add one to their workshop. The Bosch GCM2SD is equal in power to the DEWALT, with a 15 amp, 3,800 RPM motor. Its cutting capacity is about 2 inches less than a straight cut, however, only coming in at 14 for a 90-degree cut. It's a big saw, though, don't get us wrong. It weighs quite a bit, and it can be a bit of a bear to handle around a job site simply owing to the fact that it's rather large. This is a saw that should likely be used by those who don't care about portability all that much. It's also rather expensive. That said, while it wasn't as smooth as the DEWALT, we did find it to feel even more sturdy. Indeed, of all the miter saws we tested, this one is probably the most likely to end up being passed down to your children. The 3rd product on our list is the DEWALT DW715 15 amp 12-inch single-bevel compound miter saw. For the home DIYer who wants professional results from their home and is willing to take the time to learn, the DW715 might be the best choice. It's a relatively simple, stationary single-bevel saw made by DEWALT. That's important, since their tools tend to exceed expectations in almost every realm. This solid saw has a 15 amp, 4,000 RPM motor, meaning that it's actually more powerful than our favorite. It does have all of the disadvantages inherent to not being a sliding saw, but frankly most people don't need the capabilities anyways. It also only bevels one way, so you'll have to move the workpiece around to make the opposite cut. Keep in mind it will only cut 8 straight across, however, so if you're planning on regularly cutting boards larger than that, you may want to go with a slider. It was quite a bit easier to move around than the compound saws we tried out. Indeed, in the right hands this would be an excellent tool for framers, although a double bevel may be wanted by those who value speed. Second on our list is the Delta Power Equipment Corporation S20 to 262 liters 10 shop master miter saw. Many framers prefer to use a 10 saw. It's easy to see why. They're cheaper, lighter, and more portable than their bigger cousins. In addition to that, they're also big enough to cut through almost every material used in modern framing without needing to manipulate the workpiece. The Delta S20 to 262 liters was the most solid of the 10 saws we found, but we're not sure the jump in price is justified for the home DIYer. On the other hand, for beginning professionals this might be exactly what they've been looking for. Included is a laser guide as well, although we're not big fans of them. It also lacks detents to hold in common angles, so you'll need to manually adjust and make sure things are dead on. It adds a little bit to the work process, but not enough we wouldn't recommend it. It's moderately priced, powerful, and durable. All of that makes it enough for us to recommend for those who need a daily use miter saw. Finally, the top product on our list is the Evolution Power Tools RAGE 310-inch multipurpose cutting compound sliding miter saw. It's not going to take away the titles from any of the other miter saws we tried, but we felt the RAGE 3 held together well enough that it probably warranted an inclusion. This off-brand saw doesn't do anything super well, but it's also not as cheaply built and terrible as a few of the others we looked at. The manufacturers reported that the included blade was a one-blade, cuts-all solution, and it does a passable job with thin ferrous metals, non-ferrous metals, plastic, and wood. That's not a bad thing, but we're not sure the price is justified here. Indeed, the saw itself seems to be a bit cheap in construction. It's not going to fall apart after only a few cuts, but a little bit more R&D spent on the saw instead of the rather gimmicky blade would probably have been a good idea. It's not a bad saw, it's just not great, and the only real draw here is the multi-use blade. Even then, it would probably be better to use dedicated blades for each material since they'll be able to cut smoother overall. Thanks for watching, and that's all for now. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Till next time.